Hi friends, my name is Cam McCormick and I want to talk to you today as a Canadian who's pretty concerned about the way things have been going in the last few months. It started with the recent federal election where the former right-wing party, the Conservative Party of Canada, started to raise questions about the niqab and started to really ostracize a lot of the Muslim population here in Canada. Now, for those of you that don't know, there's approximately 1 million people of the Muslim faith living here in Canada. So that represents about 3% of our total population. So, with that said, people are now saying we shouldn't accept any refugees into this country at all from Syria or the Middle East. It's just there's simply too much of a risk. Well, you know what? I disagree. I fully disagree. Part of what makes Canada great is our diversity and our compassion. Our diversity is represented everywhere. I love the fact that I can go across the street and get a delicious plate of petahe and kubasa, or go further down the street and get some pho, or go even further down the street and get a Mediterranean plate with some yummy hummus and tzatziki and just all sorts of great food. We wouldn't have that if we didn't open up our arms. Part of what makes us an amazing nation is the fact that we tell people, don't leave your culture back, bring it here. We're gonna be all in this together. That we can have Muslims of Sunni and Shia and Kurds and Chinese and South Korean and North Korean and Japanese and Pakistani or East Indian or Australian or wherever. Come here. We can all work together and we can build something bigger and better. But now we've got this situation where people are pointing at the Paris attacks and saying that it's the refugees, it's them. We have to ostracize them. We have to keep them out. We can't run the risk. The people that committed those attacks, they were French or Belgian nationals. They were not refugees. There's one guy that they found a passport that he may have been a refugee, but they still don't know. They don't know for sure. It could be a false flag. It could be to get us divided and to have us stop talking to one another. There are some people that say, oh, everybody on the left wing and people that are in favor of this, you just want to all hug it out. That's the stupidest thing in the world. Nobody has ever said that. Just go mash your face on the keyboard. Like, seriously. That nobody has said hug it out. We have been letting refugees and immigrants into this great country of ours since our inception. This is a country built by immigrants and refugees. I won't get into the whole First Nations thing. That's a whole other discussion. Maybe I'll talk about that later. But the point is that these Canadian values that we talk about are here because of our immigrants and our refugees. If we turn our backs now on people that have been vetted by various non-government agencies, our own citizenship and immigration, and going through all of that process. Some of these people have waited for 2 years inside a refugee camp. They've been vetted. They've been cleared. There are biometric data. Our people know who they are. All we need to do is just open the door, get them here, and welcome them in. Show them what it is to be a Canadian. Daesh wants us to not do that. They want us to hate Muslims. They want us to keep the refugees out. I'm asking you, why would we do what our enemy wants us to do? Think about it. Slante.